A song of purple and gold. Brought to you by Capital Partners, a full-service lobbying and public relations firm here to remind the good folks of Southeasteros to be prepared, because session is coming.
In the cast iron justice system, treason-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Death Valley, the dedicated detectives who investigate these vicious betrayals are members of an elite squad known as the Special Kunas Unit. These are their stories. 5:36 p.m. outside the courtroom of the cast iron throne. The Kingmaker and the Swamp King huddle together, discussing the fate of Lady Moscona. Though she is craven and false, there are still many in the Kingdom of Louisiana that support the bold traitor. They must tread carefully if they are going to unite the people of Baton Rouge. They need a voice the commoners trust. A voice that knows the history of Death Valley like none other. A voice that has seen the best of times and the worst of times, and yet has remained loyal throughout. And thus have they called upon the services of Archmaester Hanagriff. As the pair enter the courtroom, they see the faces of the Swamp King's court arrayed around the edges. In the middle of the vaulted hall stands Lady Moscona. Bedraggled and in chains, she was found hiding under a pile of human excrement during the sacking of Boston. As soon as the Swamp King enters, the beady eyes of Lady Moscona lock onto the King's. Never wavering as Lord Ogeron walks to the front of the hall and takes his seat upon the cast iron throne. Archmaester Hanagriff rises and joins Lady Moscona in the center of the room.
Order! The trial of Lady Moscona is about to begin. Mr. Hanagriff, the court is yours.
Archmaester Hanagriff takes a deep breath and looks around the room before turning and facing his prey.
Lady Moscona, this courtroom has gathered here today in front of the cast iron throne and the seven gods of the Holy Gumbo in order to decide your fate. You sit in front of this honorable room, accused of treason and conspiracy to commit regicide. How do you plead?
Shut up! Shut up! Shut up!
It is well known that you have been the secret leader of the Order of the NegaTiger, a group that has consistently sought to undermine the Swamp King's mission to rule Southeasteros. Lady Moscona, why have you chosen to betray your rightful king?
Oh, there was that little bit about the continued deterioration of the LSU football program and what appears to be the irreversible harm that's being done right now by Ed Ogeron and his staff to LSU, which with every passing day continues to crumble further and further and continues to lose its grip on relevance a little bit more.
How can you say that in the light of recent successes?
Because today, he's not good. Not only is he not good, he's a bad head coach. He knows nothing, and it's evident. And the thing that's the worst, the shame of it all, is Ed Ogeron is doing what he knows to do. It's just not enough.
You say this despite the fact that all the wise men of Southeasteros view the Kingdom of Louisiana as perhaps the single greatest threat to the continued tyranny of the Crimson Emperor.
Because they don't know what they're doing there either. I mean, I could go on, and I could go on and on and on and on and on and on. What I know today is that LSU has a lot wrong with it right now.
So, you openly admit that you believe that the Kingdom of Louisiana has no chance to dethrone the Crimson Emperor and his meth-addled following.
Look, it's true. I'm very much been in a position where I've been completely defeated by Alabama. I've just assumed Alabama's going to be in the playoff, that LSU's not going to beat them until Nick Saban leaves. That's the truth.
Yet this truth you claim is naught but lies. The Swamp King's forces are now led by the greatest Lord Commander Southeasteros has ever seen. Is it not true that Sir Burrow is even greater than Sir Tagovailoa?
You see, you can tell me things, but my eyes aren't deceiving me. Tua is the best quarterback in the SEC. I think he's the best quarterback in the country. That's reality.
That's it, Your Grace. I've heard enough. It is clear to me and anyone with a functioning brain that Lady Moscona shows no remorse. In light of this, I see no other option but to find her guilty on all counts and recommend a sentence of death.
Order! Order in the court! Lady Moscona, Mr. Hanagriff has seen all. He is very wise, and only a fool would ignore his advice. And yet, though I know not why, my heart tells me to offer you one more chance. So listen close. Renounce your evil ways. Turn your back on the order of the NegaTiger. Bend the knee and swear fealty to me, and your life will be spared. Have you heard what I've said?
You heard what I said? Yeah, I heard what you said. You don't know what you're doing. You have a problem. You have a controversy, a question, a quarrel. Call it whatever you want to call it, brother. You don't know what to do. You suck.
You fool! I've heard enough. Lady Moscona, by the power vested in me by the Crawfish Kingdom and the 7 gods of the Holy Gumbo, I hereby sentence you to death. Kingmaker, put him on his knees.
The Swamp King unsheathes his New Orleans steel blade as the Kingmaker forces Lady Moscona to her knees. He raises his sword high above his head, the golden afternoon sunlight glinting off the razor-sharp edge.
See you in hell.
The Swamp King brings his blade down with all the force he can muster, and in one fell swoop cuts off the head of the treasonous bastard. Blood squirts from the stump of Lady Moscona's neck as her head rolls on the floor, a maniacal, evil smile forever frozen on her hideous features. The Swamp King turns to face his court.
Behold! The evil of Lady Moscona is finally at an end! The order of the NegaTiger is no more! Finally, my people will be united once again. It is time for us to come together. One team, one heartbeat. Our eyes turn north to Vanderbilt, to the Commodores, and next they turn to the Emperor. We will not be contained. Go Tigers!